Today we're going to be cleaning the 52-inch Hampton Bay Nassau ceiling fan. This is one of the ones that I got from my aunt. A couple days ago I pulled these down. She is going to replace them. I have a lot of nostalgia to these fans. I remember them pretty well. I remember playing with these things when I was like 6 or 7. And I remember the one on the left had a bad balancing issue. So this is one of them. I'm going to clean them individually. I'm going to do a video of one of them, and then I'll clean the second one at a later time. You can see the second one is right there, and there is the blades for the second one right there. And there's the motor. So I'm actually really glad I was able to get these in my collection, because these are childhood ceiling fans for me. I remember these very well, just like the Hampton Bay Huntington 2s. So I brought a whole bunch of stuff out here, and I also do have some drill shafts here. We're going to use the long one. So the first thing I'm going to start doing, these are pretty dirty. These are from 2003 to 2004. Very heavy. Very heavy fan. The blades are pretty heavy. Very wide blades. And they are reversible. So I think the first thing I want to dismantle first are the fan blades, I think. And I brought the multimeter out here so we could check the capacitor on both of these. Uh-oh. Just had a freak show already. Already starting off with a freak show. All these bits just came out. Not this bit. I got that out. I'll put that over there. I gotta put all these back. So 5. So 5. Now I'm not cutting this part out of the video because I'm not cutting this out. PH3, PV3. Okay, take 2. So we're going to start by dismantling the blades first. So I'm going to set the motor aside. Start taking the blades off. First thing I will start by doing is removing all the blade screws so that we can wash them. Since these blades are plastic, I will wash the blades. I will actually wet wash the blades. I don't usually do that. Because a lot of them are made out of the MDF wood. A lot of them are. And since these are plastic blades, we can wet wash these. I got some tape on the blades. Huh, they're actually non-magnetic. Well, what I could do, and they're also got a drooping issue, so we'll fix that. I guess I'll start by taking these off first. I'll remove these screws for the blade. These are actually non-magnetic, so I'm guessing that's done. I guess these are stainless steel, so that it can be used outside, I guess, and not get rust in the screws. I guess that's why that was done. I don't know. Now carefully, and we will take now I put this piece of carpet here to keep the paint from getting all scratched up. Keep those on there. And I will set these big blades carefully on the arm saw table. Okay. Try not to knock the since it's nice enough to work out here, I figured we would start dismantling this stuff. Are there grommets on the... Oh. I have to keep note of... I think there used to be rubber grommets that hold these on, so there are some rubber grommets, it looks like, that hold these on. See there? So we'll have to keep note of that. So we'll have to remember that these go on the blade, brackets first. So I'm gonna just take them off for now so we don't lose them. But I will definitely I'll definitely remember that those are there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture of the third one. When I remove it. I don't usually stack the blade brackets up on each other. But I'm going to try and get the tape off the blades. Okay. It's crazy how dirty these are. I definitely like how these screws will stay in, but I'm taking them out so that I don't lose them. These new bits I'm using, I think my parents got them for me for Christmas, and they've got all sorts of bits in them. They actually work really good. They actually work really good. They've got those PV bits I've noticed seem to work the best in here than a regular P3. Last blade. Can't believe these are not even magnetic. Not magnetic. Okay. There are the blade brackets removed. And here are the blades. Okay. So now those are the blades right there. Doesn't make a hard thumbnail. So now what else do I want to dismantle next? Maybe the motor. I'll take these chains off for now. I think we could leave them on for now, maybe. Right? I will also sort out the screws. So now I'm going to move the magnetic tray over here on the fog table so I don't knock them off. I'm going to move this wood stain out of the way. And I'm going to put the blades right there. Hopefully it won't go flying off. And then I will move this motor. Okay. First thing I will take off is the mounting bracket. Now this mounting bracket was hard to get off. Okay. Let's see if is it gonna come off, or are we gonna have a problem, or am I gonna have to take the screws out? Nope, one came out. Oh, there we go. I'm impressed. I'm going to put these screws into the mounting bracket so that we don't mix them up. Okay. Next thing we're going to remove is this light so that I could lay it up on its back. One thing I like about the carpet here is that I can put the screws over here and not worry about them rolling away. Okay, just connect the light for now. I'm going to take, there's some junk in there, so I'm going to bring that over here, dump that out. Okay. And where do I want to put this? I'll set it over here for now. Okay. Now that I moved the light, we can lay this up like that. And start taking some stuff off of here. So, Hampton Bay logo was on this side with a fan chain. It is on this side. So we'll get a picture of that so you remember how to put it back together. Okay. And now I will start removing this. Oh no, this. Can we take that off? Yes, we can. Fortunately, this was kind of loose, so. Shoot. There's the canopy. This inner canopy. There's the other frying pan that was right here. Frying pan. All right. Now you just hold the screws for the down rod. Keep those safe. I actually might put the shear pin on this down rod here so we don't lose it. Piece of carpet trick really works great. Okay. Now the next thing I will remove is the bottom plate. There are 3 screws on this housing that remove it. One here, and one here. And this is going to fight me to go on. I've already had the other one apart. But I think I kind of found the easiest way to do it, to get it back on. So when I put it back together, I will show you the easiest way I found. Look how long that is. That's crazy. There's some more of that junk in here. I'm going to dump that in the trash. Okay. So we'll try and keep note that of that. So we'll have to keep note that this goes on the top of the housing. So, okay. So this goes on top of the motor housing on the outside. All right. Look at that motor. Look at that motor. That's huge. I'm gonna leave that on there. So I will wipe this. Okay. Okay. It's got like some kind of a... Here's something I've never seen before on one of these. On the motor, it looks like it's got some kind of a... I'm gonna move over here so that I can get in front of there. It's like it's some kind of like I don't know if that's like adhesive or just a glue to kind of prevent moisture from going in there. That's kind of neat. Alright, let's set the motor up. We'll set the motor aside. The bearings are surprisingly still good on this one. The other one needs new bearings. The second one, so I'm going to be ordering new bearings. Okay. So... and then eventually I am going to clean these pull chains, but... so what I'm going to do first is I might wash the small stuff first. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do. There's this little ring on the bottom that I want to take off. So to get that off, you just take the thumb and just press these tabs in. And there we go. And I'll take this off in a little later so I can clean this. I'll figure out some way to clean that, but I'm going to set that aside. So I'm going to start cleaning some small parts. I'm going to clean these blade arms and these and the canopy first, since they're all small, and I'll wash those in the garage sink. Okay, so I was looking through this housing because I'm thinking about taking this in the garage sink and cleaning it. And look what I found inside. This might make a good thumbnail. It's like some kind of like a nest or something. I don't know what that is. So, okay. I'm going to try and get that out of there. So perhaps what I could do is take maybe a flathead screwdriver. Oh, that come out fairly easily. Nice. Alright. I will take this into the garage and clean that as well. Oh, I just remembered this Hampton Bay thing I want to take off, so I'm going to very carefully just take that by hand. And there's some more dirt inside there, so I will clean that as well. Okay. But since I already got this in my hand, this will be the first thing we wash. I'm going to take my headphones off so I don't get them wet. I'm so glad it's not humid, that it's hot today to work outside. I'm going to clean these one at a time, so I'll do one today. I'm also helping my grandpa outside, so I figured figure out some way to clean the motor. Pretty nice today. Alright, I'm going to leave that spot. Hold on, let me see if it'll come off. I don't know if I'm going to repaint this or not, but what I'll do is I might do is I don't want to get these stickers wet, is I'll clean the inside. Kind of interesting how they painted the inside, but didn't paint the outside. I mean, they painted the outside, but they didn't paint the inside. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. So I don't know if that's done like that from the factory. Now the top, maybe what I'll do is I'll take a Clorox wipe, and just I'll take a Clorox wipe maybe, and if this doesn't clean off, I'll take a Clorox wipe and I'll clean it by hand. Alright. I'll set that over. I will. Okay. Yeah, it didn't clean off very well. I'll clean that better, but I'll figure out a way to clean that. So I will clean this.
Graham, quick, and go help Grandpa. He's gonna climb on that ladder. And I don't want him to do that. Okay? I don't want him to fall.
Okay, I'll clean this up.
Well, put him down for now. You can build him up. Don't want to get hurt.
Okay, so I'm back. So I left off. Well, Bill. Alright, I'm gonna rinse. So I'm just gonna clean that. Okay, clean this out. All right, here it is. Alright, let's try and clean on this a little bit. Clean. So hopefully you don't run out of film. I may also do some work on it off video a little too.
I wish you'd go get rice to do that.
Okay, here we go. Got some rust, not rust, like I think like corrosion on the switch housing. Okay, take two. Never a video without any interruptions around here. Okay. 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 And we'll clean that. Okay, got that dry. Some things I will clean by bristles. Alright. This I will clean out by hand. Wow. Should have cleaned. I do have the canopy rings for this. I just took them off. I'm hoping the bracket was just getting stuck because it needed to be cleaned. Alright, now we've got the disgusting blade brackets. I'm going to start with... I'm actually going to swap to a larger toothbrush for this. Alright. Alright. Might have to make a new video here because alright, we're done with the tiny brush. And these also do need to be bent up so they sag. Look at the difference. It's crazy how much a little scrubbing can do. How much of a little bit of scrubbing, how it makes a difference. It's crazy how a little scrubbing makes a difference. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. And I'm going to wash the blades outside. But I noticed when I took these down, the brackets were kind of hard to get down. And I'm wondering, not the brackets, the canopies were hard to get off the brackets. I had to take off 4 of the screws out, and there's one side, 2 sides are slotted, so you don't have to take all 4 screws out. You're supposed to be able to turn them. Man, these are filthy inside. I bet these haven't been cleaned in a long. Maybe I'll try this brush for the next one. And if that cleans them, then I will clean the other ones like this. These tend to droop, just like the Huntington too, just like the Huntingtons do. The blade bracket paint is in decent shape still, despite me stacking up on each other. I don't normally stack them up on each other, because that's how they usually get all scratched up, but sometimes you don't have any other choice. I got a way of fixing them. I think these have bad capacitors, and I do remember that. So depending on how slow they are, even though I do have a little more nostalgia to them even though I have more nostalgia to them not going very fast, I might replace the capacitors depending on how drifted they are. Okay, what I was saying before I ran out of storage, I was talking about checking the capacitors on these fans. I do have more nostalgia to the capacitors being all drifted, but I will check them, and depending on how drifted they are, I will go ahead and replace them. The capacitors and the drooping blades I'm gonna fix also, because I'm gonna hang them in the garage and I don't want them to be all saggy. So my dad doesn't hit his head on them. So that's what I was trying to say before the phone ran out of storage. Now I gotta edit this video. Fortunately, you won't be able to see. I like the ceiling. But I'm really curious. These aren't going to go that fast because these got heavy old leaf blades. So, again, excuse me. Despite me having more nostalgia, I do have, but again, I have a lot of nostalgia to these fans. So I'm going to leave the parts out here to dry. And then in the meantime, I'm going to clean up the motor. I'm going to clean up the motor and the fan's blades. Okay, got the fan blade. The fan blades are plastic, and I can wet wash them with soap and water. It's not going to hurt them. It's the MDF blades you got to worry about. It's the MDF blades you got to worry about getting too wet, because they're not really waterproof. Okay. We are done out here. So we will let everything dry out here, and then I will wash the blades and clean up the motor. I'm gonna rinse the sponge out. Okay, we're out here with the blades. So this one's gonna be hard because we gotta figure out how to tape off the fan blades. There is some tape on some of these blades. There is a darn. There's a dang. We might actually take the. That's one of the things I like about these being plastic is that we can actually wash them. All right, where's the piece for the fat spray nozzle? Where is the? Oh, are you kidding? The soap. The piece for the soap is missing. Already off to a good start. Where is the piece for the to put the soap in? What in the heck? Yesterday I was cleaning the B2200 for my aunt, and I used the soap thing. I had the piece for the. I had put the piece for the clear piece for the to fill the soap thing that goes in that nozzle, and now it's gone. And now it's nowhere to be found. Oh, you're kidding. Well, maybe we aren't going to use the. Oh, I wanted to use the soap nozzle, but now I can't find the piece that goes on there. Oh, great. All right, 1 minute later, we've got it. So, the easiest way I found the. You gotta figure out how to get the. Actually, we'll just use this. I already have soap on the sponge. Fine, we'll just. And they are actually reversible, which is kind of neat. Some stupid tag label, which just got too wet. I'm just gonna. I definitely like that these are plastic instead of the metal. I mean, not metal. Instead of the wood ones, because we can get these wet. Because we can actually clean these up pretty good. We can clean these blades up pretty good. There's one. I don't know why she... And they're big. They are huge. These are some really big blades. These are some really big blades. These are big. These are some serious blades. And here is that piece of, I guess what I could try first is maybe let's wash the blade first. Let's wash the blade first. And then we will wash, and then we will get the tape off the blade. And they've got some stupid I can't believe how big these blades are. And I do have the globes to these fans. I actually took them in the house so they wouldn't get broke. So yes, I do have the globes. So these do have the globes as well, but I took them in the house so they wouldn't get broke. Actually, I'm gonna go get some goo gone and we'll wipe the blades down after. Any of the tape residue that may be on there. We'll get the tape off. I do like these. Now these blades are kind of faded out, but I probably could put some clear coating on there and probably come out pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll wash the blades one by one, and then I will bring them to the work table, and we will take off any like tape residue off. Actually, I don't know if you're able to see it well out here with the sun because I can't see through the screen. Out here is good, so I'll take it outside. I'll bring them in. God dang. I'm sure these haven't been I'm sure my aunts never clean these fans. It is surprisingly cooler today. It's actually much cooler than it's been. Today it's actually pretty cool. I think it's only supposed to be like 88 degrees today, which is rare for this time of July. Which is very unusual for July, because usually July is hot. Here's the last two blades. I'll bring them both over here. We'll start with I am so glad. Okay. I'm sure these will. What we'll do is we'll even do a deck test and so we can check the capacitors on these. So we can check the capacitor. I don't know why they even got. I'm actually really. You can only go so far with these, or else you'll end up taking the finish off of these. We're gonna call that good right there. They look a lot better than they did, that's for darn sure. That looks pretty darn good for something. You still got to clean the motor. So all right. The blades have been cleaned. I think this is actually the, so I'll let the blades dry. And then we'll work on cleaning up the motor. All right, here is the motor, which is pretty dusty. So I'll just clean it up. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse the Magic Clean Eraser. I just happen to clean this, and as you can see, after taking that Magic Clean Eraser, look how clean the motor is. The bearings are kinda. All right, I gotta figure out how to clean under the switch housing. The motor is surprisingly big on this. Not bad. Okay, that just came off. I'll have to keep note of that. I'll have to keep note of that came off. I'll just lay that over there. I'm sure we can get it back on. And these need to be, gotta clean under there. Okay, let me figure out how to, I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean under here. Well, the bearings aren't too bad on there. I figured they would be worse. If I have to replace the bearings on this later, I'm not worried about it. I will get new bearings because I am going to have to put new bearings in the second one. So, we'll buy bearings. We will buy bearings. We'll, so we'll need, I'm gonna go get some Clorox wipes too. And I also gotta clean this. So I'm gonna go get some Clorox wipes. For the fan. I hope there might be some under the kitchen sink. Let's see. See if we got any under the kitchen sink. Yes. Yes, we do. Got Clorox wipes right here. This is so dirty. This is so dirty. It's pretty crazy. Pretty filthy at the time. We got like a grease under here. Like got some kind of a grease under the fan. Could have wringed out all the soap. That helps. Not bad motor. It's not a bad motor for something this size. And the bearings are fairly decent. The bearing. Dirt. But I know the other one needs new bearings, so I think they are a single light fitter. Good. No. I'm not one to really... I'm not sure. Alright, we're going to call that clean. Clean the bracket because it is very dirty. It's pretty dirty for now. For some reason, there is no power to the back porch of my there's no power at the electrical boxes, so these fans weren't working. But when I plugged them in, here they work. So that's the only reason why I'm cleaning these. Obviously, is because they work. In fact, I can power up that motors to show proof that it works. So let's just wire up the motor so I could show proof that it runs. Because I'm sure you're gonna want to see it. So I'm sure some people are gonna want to see it run, so. See? Oh, it was on high. Oh, what? Oh, that's the light. There's the fan. That's why I wasn't. I couldn't figure out why I was wondering why I wasn't turning off. It's because I was pulling this chain, and that's the light pull chain. Medium, low, off. It feels pretty strong right there. It seems like it's got a lot of torque right now. So I really hope the bearings, not the bearings, the capacitor isn't spoiled on this. Okay, see, it works perfectly fine. Both of them work. That's the only reason why I'm cleaning this up. Okay. Now I had a lid for the do that to just kind of discharge the capacitor. Okay. So what I want to do and this has got paint on there. This has got paint on the pull chain, which is on the pull chain fob. Fortunately, with being black, we can always just repaint that if I wanted it to look nice, but it's fairly easy. I did not paint that, obviously. Alright. But I do want to... Alright, I'm going to start putting this back together. And then we're going to take a look at the... And then we are going to take a look at the... Take a look at the... And then we will take a look at the... And then we will take a look at the housing. Guess while I have this over here, I will try and clean some of this. Or we can throw the wipe on the ground. Alright, I gotta clean off. I guess I'd have to be repainted. And to put the Hampton Bay tag on, it just sits on here like that. It just kind of clips in. There we go. Hampton Bay logo tag is on. And then the Hampton Bay. I thought this was gonna fight me at first, but it didn't fight me. It did not fight me. All right. And then we got to remember that metal rings got to go on there. So we will find that. Here it is. I don't know. I don't think it has a certain way of which way it goes. So I'm just going to. Okay. Okay. And then we'll put these 6 screws in. There we go. I'm going to start all 6 screws in and then we'll tighten them all at the same time. So yeah. Perfect. This is broken off here, as you can probably see. So I gotta glue that on. How could we glue that on? How can we glue it on? I think my grandpa said this. This contact cement crap is getting dry. Actually, it looks pretty good. Let's get a Q-tip. And this is also broken. Glued. There we go. A little bit of contact cement it is. And it actually works. So yeah. So I guess we learned something. Can you use contact cement to glue it down? Yes, you can. And I just did. God. Man, there's a lot of these broken There's a lot of these. I don't want to get any in the windings. I'm actually surprised this is still good. I actually didn't think this was still good. Well, now if this works out great, I have another one that needs fixed. And we will fix that when I clean that one. And I plan on making a video of that one when I clean it. I don't think I'm going to get to it today, just because of how long it took me to do this one. So oh, there's a little bit of airing noise. Oh. We could try and put some oil in there. Let me go get some oil. This is kind of stupid because now, guess what that means? This housing's got to come off again. What I'm doing is I'm loosening them all, and then actually I think I can get them out by hand now. And yes, I'm going to keep this in the video. I'm not cutting it out. Okay. And the fidgets come off, that's fine. I've got some premium fan oil in here. And this actually worked great the last time I did this, so. And this is thick oil. This is thin oil, so. The other one I think is going to have new bearings. I think it just got quieter. What do you know? Put a drop in there. that's not where I wanted it. Darn it. Just made a total mess on the motor. It's got like some kind of like dirt in the bearing. Hope it's not rust. That was stupid. I should have. I don't know how much. Alright, what I was saying was I do think the oiling did do something here. So, yeah. Okay. It's starting to kind of leak out through the front. It's starting to leak. It's actually starting to. I figured from them being outside, they would be all. I figured they'd be much noisy. Alright, we're gonna call that good for the oiling. The other one is pretty bad. Well, they actually did do pretty good. I'll just do it one last time. Look at this crap. Look at this crap. I'm not sure if you're supposed to oil these bearings. I've had good results doing it. Just the premium fan oil. I'm just using the premium fan oil, which says it's for ceiling fans. Okay. Actually, it's a little quieter, believe it or not. Let's see if I can get the Ah, the pull chain. Ah, the chain is stuck. Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Now we will reassemble this for the second time. So I remember the sticker being over here, right next to the fan chain. So that's how I'll go back. Oh, it wasn't even a spring. And I'm messing up again because this ring's got to go on there. Like that. That's supposed to go on there. Okay, now I can go on. It's kind of warm out here. I'm going to turn the fan on for now. It'll be kind of warm, but I'm so used to it. Now the bottom one will probably fight. Probably fight me. Okay. So the bottom housing, which is the paint in the rear one, here is the best way to do it. Line it up, and then that's where the screw is. Stick that through there, and then I look under there. And then I will start it. And I'm going to go around and do that for all 6 sides. Oh gosh, the chains are in here. Grease. I'm glad I saw it before I put it all the way. Because that would have not went on. I'm actually so glad. Man. I don't want it to detach because then 2 and 3 and then 3 here. There we go. Yep, I think it just caught. Perfect. Okay, those don't have to be crazy tight, just firm. Alright, I'm going to set the motor aside now while I get the blades. So I'm going to stop this while I go get the blades. Okay, so there is some marks from where there was, I guess, some piece of tape there. So what I'm going to try and do is take some Goo Gone and try and clean it. Yeah, it is really on there. Problem is, it's really on there. So I'm gonna try not to scratch the blade. If not, so now you can see where there was tape there, I guess, and it's like, so then there is some and then I'll take where the Goo Gone was, take this and just wipe it clean. I'm not going to put these on because I want to fix the drooping blade brackets. And this is where these are kind of faded out. These are kind of faded, so but that's how I remember them. These have got some flipping. Oh, that wasn't even the frame. It's got a and the blades. Actually, I do. They're pretty heavy fan blades. I'm impressed with how heavy these are. I'm surprised with how heavy these blade brackets, not blade bracket, these fan blades are. fan blades. I don't know how long it took me to clean this. It took me I'm so glad it's I'm actually glad to be out I'm actually glad I haven't really been outside much because of the weather, really. But the weather is pretty recent. It's been over 100 degrees, so that's why I haven't really been doing any videos. That's why I haven't really been making any videos out here. It's been humid. I might have to start taking some stuff in the house because we're running out of room here. Got a bunch of stuff out here. So I might actually stop here and put some stuff away, and then I'll pick back up on the video once this is somewhat clear. Alright, I just remembered I didn't have the external mic on. So I'm going to fix the blade, check the clock on the blade brackets now. So I'm going to remove 3 screws. And you're going to see how I fix the blade brackets. I got this piece of metal here to prevent the mount from getting messed up, so the housing. I'm going to leave the mounting bracket off, and I'll just tuck the wiring under here. And now, oh gosh, wasn't even in the frame. I hope you saw that, but that's been taken care of. So let's get these blade brackets over here. And let's put all the screws back in them. So this is why I need the space on the table. Fortunately, these will stay in enough to be able to 1, 2, 3. I mean, not 3. 2 sets with them on. I'm actually going to just put all the screws, set all the screws in. Set 3. Let's play bracket 3. Okay. All right. All right. Maybe I'll try something I've never done before. When I edit the video, maybe I'll try a time lapse some of this. That's not going to quite work. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the blade brackets on so we can see how out of clock they are. So, as you can see, these are big blades, so we've got some and the cool part is we'll be able to try them under a now with these, since these fans drooped, what my aunt would do, I'm sure the clock is screwed. Oh yeah. Add some pitch. I don't know how much pitch you're supposed to have. Just gotta hope that they don't break off. I don't even know which one I did now. Now you're at a risk that these could snap. Now you're at a risk that these could snap off. Oh, we need new bearings. Oh, we need new bearings for this fan because they are screwed. These are really screwed. I don't know how bad the pitch is supposed to be on these fans there. I never got to see how bad they were after she fixed them because I fixed the now at this point you're risking something breaking. And they gotta figure out what's in here. So this one's gonna go there, and this one's gonna go there. I'm sure somebody's gonna want to see how I fix the clock on these. But you gotta be careful that they don't snap. That's why I hate doing these. You're risking something breaking. Now that I've straightened them, you'll notice that I can grab the screw a lot better. Placing the bearings is going to be the nuisance. Try and fix the clock pretty good. Fixing the clock on these is never easy. Sometimes the clock. And of course, and these were installed outside, so I don't know how long. I'm sure the bearings, so I've noted. Well, the bearings. The bearings do seem to get noisy more outside, like some of mine out here. The bearings just don't. With the bearings being out here, they do seem to hold up. They don't really seem to hold up. They don't really seem to. Wow. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this whole video or bearings are really bad. Not bearings. It's the clock on these are really bad. What happened is my aunt tried to straighten these and if you don't know what you're doing, you can mess stuff up. These little blades. So the bearings on these too, and the bearings are kind of satisfactory in this one. I wouldn't say they're 100%. Okay, so this one, and I hope I'm sure the new fans he's replacing them with are not anywhere as probably near as good as these were. I wonder we'll have to see how much air this moves with these big old blades it has. Bearings are inexpensive, so if these bearings have to be replaced, I'm not worried about it. I noticed the ones, I don't want to bend them too far because He's got some serious. In the bearings. Bearings. Now, I don't even hear the bearings no more. Well, this may take some time, so I might play with this off video so we're not wasting the whole video. Alright. Got it fixed, but I'm going to end it here because we're getting ready to go somewhere. But it's mostly straight now, so I hope you enjoyed this video of this fan, the cleaning videos. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.